Ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, friends, professors, doctors, ladies and gentlemen, no matter where you are in the world right now, welcome to my keynote speech with the title Education, Training, and the Future of Work, Issues and Challenges in Southeast Asia. This keynote is for EduCon Kuala Lumpur, International Conference on Education, originally planned for the 30th of November until the 1st of December 2023 at the heart of Kuala Lumpur. Ladies and gentlemen, this keynote speech is by myself. My name is Airil Haimi Adnan. I work at the Ministry of Higher Education Malaysia and also Universiti Teknologi Mara, UiTM, Shah Alam, and HRD Corp, Malaysian Human Resource Development Corporation, as a thought leader and a research fellow. So quite a number of responsibilities related, very much related to the title, which is Education, Training, and the Future of Work. I'll be focusing not just on Malaysia, even though I'm Malaysian in this presentation. I'll be talking also about a few more countries within the Southeast Asian region. Let's begin. We will explore in this keynote presentation the intricate interplay between education, training, and the evolving landscape of work in Southeast Asia. Even before the global pandemic, COVID-19 began around year 2020, much change, a lot of changes have been happening in Southeast Asia in terms of work. We see many young people, for example, in Malaysia, in my country, having more options after they graduate from high school, from secondary school. This is good on the one hand because it allows them to have options to think about for their future, but at the same time, going straight into work directly, quickly, after secondary school, after high school, might not be ideal if your country wants to become more developed and become highly developed in the future. So this is a challenge, for example, in my own country. So this region, Southeast Asia, is known for its diversity. So it is now facing unique challenges and opportunities in adapting to the demands of the future workforce. As I mentioned just now, young people are having a lot more options. For example, after they finish high school, after they finish secondary school, they can go directly into the world of work by, for example, joining the gig economy. But the problem with gig economy jobs are abound. There are a lot of problems there because, for one, it's not a guaranteed job. You don't have a pension, for example. There's not much job security, and the work that you have to do is not very easy. It's very hard, very labor intensive. You have to go out, for example, to deliver food, deliver things, deliver stuff to people. You have to think about your safety also. So becoming a gig worker is good on the one hand because it allows you to very quickly gain money, gain income after you finish school, but at the same time, it is not something that you do for the long term. But the issue is, the reality is, for example, in Malaysia, my own country, many young people are starting to join the gig economy right after school because they feel this is a much better alternative compared to going to college or university, whereby you have to add more money there, you have to gain a loan, and then you have to spend another 2, 3, 4 years at university, college level, and you're not earning, but you are also actually getting more in debt with your student loan. So this is a challenge that I think is not just one that we are facing in Malaysia, but also in a few more countries in the Southeast Asian region. Countries in Southeast Asia, we have Singapore, the most developed one, of course, Indonesia, the biggest, very soon, one of the biggest economy in the world, top 10, top 20 very soon, Malaysia, of course, Thailand, and Vietnam. Vietnam also joining into one of the Southeast Asian tigers, very quickly. It's a dynamic region marked by, most of the time, positive economic growth. According to a report by the Asian Development Bank in 2019, the overall GDP in Southeast Asia is around 5.2. So this presents a lot of opportunities and challenges for education especially and for employment. Now, whether you accept the fourth industrial revolution concept or not, okay, it's a different matter. But in Southeast Asia especially, the fourth industrial revolution concept, the construct, has been gaining traction, a lot of traction, prior to the pandemic and even now. And we see a lot of initiatives, a lot of policies being developed by countries to actually cater for and to help the workforce, especially the younger people, to join an economy which is driven by the fourth industrial revolution technologies. Southeast Asia is no exception. One of the things we see a lot now happening is a lot of automation, of course. In the service economy used to be very labor intensive in Malaysia. But of course, now you see many terminals, automated terminals, pay terminals coming out. When you go to buy fast food, for example, when you go to the cinema, you don't see people there, you just see a terminal, you just book your ticket, you just pay for it, and then you go into the cinema and just watch whatever you need to watch, and then you go home. So this helps in terms of cost cutting, to help the economy to grow even faster. But at the same time, it's a big challenge because it means that a lot of menial labor, normal labor work are becoming reduced. So when you don't have jobs, when you finish high school or secondary school, what will happen? Automation and technology is very good, but it is altering job requirements. Even in a country like Malaysia, you see this. It's already happening. Even in supermarket now. In the supermarkets, we have automated tellers. You buy things, you pay for the things automatically on your own, and then you leave the supermarket. Again, many jobs which used to be available, but they're not high-paying jobs, to be fair, right? To start with, they're not high-paying jobs, but now they're just removed from the labor market, meaning young people who join, for example, the gig economy, need to also have their own skills, something that can help them further down the road after maybe 4 or 5 years joining the delivery workforce, for example. Once they finish that, once they end that kind of job, they stop doing that kind of job, they need to think about what they will do next. And now, like it or not, they need to upskill and reskill. So Singapore is showing commitment to embracing Industry 4.0, not just Singapore, Malaysia too. Okay, incorporating advanced manufacturing and smart technology. So this is good. On the one hand, because it forces the nation to rethink how the economy works, how the labor market works, but at the same time, it creates challenges in terms of real human work, real human value. When you have a lot of automated manufacturing, smart technologies coming in, you don't need people anymore unless they are experts, people who can work on the back end, for example, who can maintain those manufacturing technologies, people who can come up with new ideas, new apps, who can maintain this kind of high technologies. But for the bulk of the nation, if the students, the young people are not into science and technology, then we will have a really big issue, because we cannot talk about advanced manufacturing and smart technologies when young people are not interested in science and technology to begin with. So we have also diverse education systems in Southeast Asia. So in the case of Vietnam, like I mentioned just now, it's becoming a very strong, very powerful Southeast Asian tiger. It has made commendable progress in terms of expanding access to education. So access to education has been growing in countries like Vietnam and other countries in Southeast Asia. However, there are still challenges in terms of providing quality education across the region. So it's hard to say that positive things are not happening, because they are. But because Southeast Asia is quite a large region, geographically, take a country like Indonesia, for example, it has many thousands of smaller islands where people actually live. So access to education is difficult. If you want to maintain the quality of education, you have to make sure everyone receives 100% of the high quality education that you have, for example, in Jakarta, the capital. So it has to be translated from policy to real life positive changes. So when you don't have positive education, 100% level of quality education across the region, so it hinders the development of the skills that we need, that we require for the future job market. And like I said just now, S&T, science and technology, for example, we want young people to go into science and technology, but we take Malaysia, we need 60% of our school leaving graduates, yeah? Our young people, our secondary school students, our high school students, when they leave, we need them to do 60%. 60% of them need to go into science and technology. Another 40% can go into the arts and humanities, social sciences. But now, the number is actually still very low. It's not even 60% in terms of S&T. So how can you talk about the skills required for the future of the job market when your young people are not interested to go into S&T, science and technology, STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics in the first place? So the point here now that I would like to raise is educational challenges in Southeast Asia are multifaceted. There are many dimensions to it. Inequality in access to quality education is very true, and you still see the urban-rural divide. Like I said, maybe not in Singapore, but other than Singapore, right? For all the countries in Southeast Asia, there is this big urban-rural divide where urban schools, for example, are always seen as much better than rural ones, and vice versa. So in Indonesia, in urban areas, of course, they have better educational facilities compared to rural ones. Like I mentioned just now, they have thousands of smaller islands where actually people live there. And there's always this story about this misalignment between traditional curriculum and what the industry demands. Okay, this is a difficult issue to contend with, because sometimes the industry talks about they wanting to have young people, young graduates who are highly skilled. But the problem with industries, businesses, factories, they don't want to pay highly. And we face this problem in Malaysia. You want high quality students, high quality graduates, high quality workers, but you're not willing to pay high quality salary. So when you face these kind of problems, right? What do you think will happen to the next generation coming into the labor market, right? But at the same time, we see various initiatives are underway, to address these challenges. And I am part of the Human Resources Development Fund, HRDF. So what we do is, in HRDF, we try to help upskill the workforce. We gain 1 to 2% from the income of all companies across the board in Malaysia, get all of them to contribute 1 to 2% of their total income, to use this to reinvest in their people, to redevelop the skills of their people, of their workers, particularly in sectors which are critical. For example, mining, and plantation industry. Okay. We also see a lot of private sector partnerships now, coming up with educational institutions, with universities fostering practical job-oriented training. Now, in Malaysia, we are starting this new program we call apprenticeship degree. Yeah, apprenticeship, I know, is nothing new, right? It has always been there, but we are now trying to formalize apprenticeship into higher education. So, students go for 1 semester to the university, and then the following 2, 3, 4, 5 semesters, they are outside working. And in the final semester of their study, maybe semester 6, they come back to finish, to complete all the formalities they need, academic formalities they need to graduate. So this is a good idea because as they work, they learn. And as they learn, they earn. So this is a concept that we are trying to introduce in Malaysia, and we have a few degrees now, right? A few undergraduate degrees, bachelor degrees in this mold, in this concept, apprenticeship. Moving on, looking ahead, collaborative strategies are needed, of course. So Thailand's Eastern Economic Corridor, for example, talking about technology innovation, and we have now the concept of the land bridge, right? The Thailand land bridge, which is coming up, hopefully very soon. And the countries in Southeast Asia need to work together, okay, to make our shared dreams a reality, our shared growth, our shared prosperity a reality. So what can I recommend? What can we recommend? Going into the future, the whole region, again, it's not just increasing investment in STEM education. It's not just increasing. It's actually bringing children and teenagers, children from primary school, right? From preschool even, to go into STEM, to teach them about the magic of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And then, of course, once we have their hearts and minds in STEM, when they go to college or university, hopefully they will continue doing STEM courses, science and technology courses. Vocational training, of course. And like I said just now, we have apprenticeship degrees in Malaysia now, formal version of apprenticeship. Public-private collaborations whereby our students learn and earn at the same time, not being straddled with student loans all the time. I think this is a good idea to bridge the skills gap, and not just Malaysia. I don't think it's just Malaysia looking at this now, but other countries in Southeast Asia also. Hopefully, again, for our shared prosperity, this can be looked at and we can walk on this path together. So, in conclusion, we are now at the crossroads of educational evolution and workforce transformation. If you understand the challenges, and you can listen just now the challenges that I mentioned, and leveraging innovative strategies, I think the region can chart a course towards a more resilient, adaptable, and of course, a future-ready workforce. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. I wish you all the best for the conference. Happy knowledge sharing. I'm here. You can find me if you like to share your knowledge with me. I'm always ready to listen. Terima kasih. That is in Malay. Thank you. And these are some of the references that I actually looked at as I prepared for this keynote. Thank you so much, everyone, and happy conferencing. Enjoy the conference. I'll see you, hopefully, face to face one of these days. Thank you so much. Thank you.